What is going on, guys? As always, the Great One and Survivor Series is just around the corner. I gotta say, one of the most exciting pay-per-views this year. I think I've never been this much excited since WrestleMania. I think they made it from one of the worst pay-per-views to one of the best. Survivor Series always kind of disappointed, except the 2016 one and the 2017, because these 2 years, I think it's pretty damn good. This year is probably even better. We went from Jinder versus Lesnar to Lesnar versus AJ. The Team Raw versus Smackdown team looks great. I think every match is pretty damn good. And then we have an Enzo versus Kalisto. We have a... Yeah, this is a video where I am going to tell you how every match should end, in my opinion. If you get offended, I don't give a damn. Girl, bye. Another thing that you should take into consideration is that I'm going to do predictions video tomorrow, so I am not going to tell you who I think is going to win, rather I'm going to tell you how I want it to end. So let's start with Enzo versus Kalisto and how it should end. Enzo wins. Other crap, I don't care. I really don't. Why is this on my pay-per-view? Why is this on Survivor Series? Why is Kalisto still feuding with Enzo? Please someone explain me that. Why is Cruiserweight division so shit? Enzo wins, this time make him look good. No cheap shots, Enzo pins Kalisto clean. The Intercontinental Champion, The Miz versus the United States Champion, Baron Corbin, Smackdown versus Raw Champion versus Champion match. Now this might shock you, you might disagree with it, but in my opinion, The Miz should win this match. The Monday Night Raw would take the victory, and the thing is, Baron Corbin, he wins a lot. The Miz is eating win after win, and the thing that he should be WWE champion, honestly. And I think it would be too predictable if a big guy just comes in, wins the match, and that's the deal. And that's not the biggest problem I have with it. The Miz is surrounded by the Miz Tourage, and if he's going to lose even with these goons, it's making Miz looking even weaker than it actually is. Like, Miz is booked really weak, and I cannot stand that. What needs to happen is Baron Corbin needs to look very dominant during the match, most of the match. I think even like 65% of the match, Baron Corbin needs to kick the Miz's ass, because after all, he's the big dude, he needs to look strong, he's the champion, whatever the case may be, he needs to be. However, you have the Miz Tourage. Miz Tourage interferes in some shape or form, maybe distracts the referee, Miz with some cheap shots, skull crushing finale, 1, 2, 3, the Miz takes the victory to Monday Night Raw. I think it makes sense. And to be quite honest with you, the Miz is a better champion, so why not book it that way, huh? The Raw Women's Champion, Alexa Bliss versus SmackDown Live's Women's Champion, Charlotte Flair, SmackDown versus Raw. This is pretty exciting. So Charlotte won the Women's Championship against Natalya. Ric Flair came out, pretty emotional moment, nearly shed a tear. And this one goes to SmackDown Live, because I think Charlotte just won the Women's Championship. She just won the Women's Championship. After all, she is a stronger woman in the match anyway. But I wouldn't really like it. She won the championship, then she loses the match immediately. I don't think it does make any sense. Yes, sometimes I like when it doesn't make any damn sense because it's some unpredictability and stuff. But in this case, I just don't see a point. And it's not a shame to lose to Charlotte. Now, if Charlotte loses to Alexa Bliss, I gotta be quite honest with you. Charlotte kinda looks weak then. Now, there is no shame to losing to Charlotte. So I would give this one to Charlotte Flair. She wins with her finisher, but Alexa Bliss, during the start of the match and somewhere in the middle, needs to show that aggression. After all, she's this crazy girl, right? So she needs to show that aggression, but Charlotte Flair wins the match. That way, Alexa Bliss is looking strong during the match, but Charlotte wins and gets one for SmackDown Live. And at the end of this episode, all the wins will make sense, because I think it's a good decision. Not going to be a draw, it's not possible. There are 7 matches, someone needs to win. But I thought about something, whatever. Raw vs Smackdown, The Shield versus The New Day. Pretty exciting stuff right here. Now honestly, for The New Day, it would not make any sense to win. So I'm giving this one to The Shield. Raw takes another victory. So it's 2-1, I think. Now during this match, one thing that I particularly would love to see is Big E Langston, not Langston, Big E, just E. He's got an E for a name. Remember when Jericho said that? That was pretty dope. Big E needs to look really strong during this match. I want to see him destroying Dean Ambrose, Seth Rollins in like one particular moment when he destroys both of them, and then we have this face-to-face between Roman Reigns and Big E. Big E somehow beats kinda Roman Reigns, looks more dominant, and you also need to give this match some time because it's pretty exciting. And the one taking the pin, taking the victory, pinning someone is Seth Rollins. I would love to see something like Big E hits a finisher to Roman Reigns. He would love to pin him, but Seth Rollins throws Big E out of the ring, or Dean Ambrose throws Big E out of the ring with himself. Both get out of the ring. Xavier Woods and Seth Rollins. Seth Rollins' knee to the face. 1, 2, 3. The Shield wins the match. I think that would be pretty good ending, in my opinion. Everybody would look strong, and it's kind of a fluke, but dominant at the same time. So Shield wins, Raw wins. Yeah. The Bar versus the Usos, champions versus champions of tag teams of WWE. Now at first I was fairly disappointed that it's not going to be the Seth Rollins and Dean Ambrose versus the Usos, because I thought that's going to be an amazing match. But I remember something. The 2016 Survivor Series, where basically there were a bunch of teams in the ring, and the Usos, Cesaro and Sheamus, had one of the best things on that pay-per-view. It was just amazing sequence by Cesaro, the Usos. It was a really great moment, so if you haven't watched that, make sure to check on WWE Network Survivor Series 2016. And in this one, I give it to Smackdown. I give it to the Usos. What they need to do is recreate anything they did in Survivor Series 2016, and it's going to be a pretty good match. Also, Sheamus needs to be the one who's taking the pin, because I think Cesaro is really made weak, kinda. He's always the one who is pinned. I don't like that, so this time pin Sheamus. I think the Usos needed so much more, because they're not a bunch of main eventers put in a tag team. They're just a regular tag team, and I gotta say they are the greatest tag team in the WWE at the moment, because they're really entertaining. I love their theme music, their moves, their promos, their aggression. They are so damn great. And when they were babyfaces, they were my most hated tag team of all time. Nearly. They were really boring, and now they're so amazing. I want them to win because they really deserve it. And tag team finisher to Sheamus or something. It would work. But really, give this one some time, because this is going to steal the show, I'm telling you. So SmackDown takes this one. Then we have Women's Raw versus SmackDown, and you gotta notice that SmackDown team has one missing. It's either going to be Natalya or someone else. Now I want Raw to win this one, because I think it definitely must happen, simply for one reason that I'm going to mention. Now when it comes to the blank spot for SmackDown Live, I don't want it to be Natalya. I think it should be Paige, because she is set to return to the WWE, and it would make much more sense for her to be on SmackDown Live than Raw. I don't see her on Raw getting anywhere, but SmackDown Live, pretty cool spot for her, and such a surprise moment that would make Survivor Series even better. And this one is pretty simple to book. You make Asuka look really strong, just like Roman Reigns. Most of the Raw women get eliminated, and SmackDown looks dominant during the match. However, the last two women standing are Nia Jax and Asuka, and they pretty much clear the ring. Asuka and Nia Jax need to be the two last women standing, and they both win. I want both of the women look dominant, because they are monsters. They are monsters. They're strong. Universal Champion Brock Lesnar versus the WWE Champion AJ Styles. Now, as much as I would love AJ Styles to win, I don't think it would make a lot of sense. I think it would be better if Brock Lesnar wins this match. You know, guys, AJ Styles is one of my favorites of all time, but it wouldn't make a lot of sense, let's be honest. So Brock Lesnar needs to win, and I want one thing that I want in this match, the biggest thing. Don't make it Lesnar versus Samoa Joe, Lesnar versus Braun Strowman type of match. it was bad. It was just a simple match. Suplex City, F5, Brock Lesnar wins. Bye bye. Don't make it into that one. It's AJ Styles. You need to make it look really, really, really good. I want some wrestling from Brock Lesnar, not this UFC BS with suplexes. No, I want real wrestling, and if you are in a ring with AJ Styles, you gotta give me wrestling. I want AJ Styles obviously to look like an underdog, but a very strong, just like Daniel Bryan type of underdog who is kinda dominant in the match by his quickness and phenomenal forearms. No, phenomenal forearm, you don't need to pick your opponent and F5 him or adjust him. You don't really need to look that strong. Phenomenal forearm can be out of nowhere, so I think near falls. Make AJ look really, really strong, but also don't make the same old BS ending with Suplex City, F5 very slowly, and AJ loses the match. I don't like that. What you should be doing is AJ Styles looks kinda dominant at the end of it, you know, he gives it all, but Brock Lesnar very, very quickly stands up, F5, you know, not waiting in his shoulders, just pretty much standing up, F5, bam, AJ Styles sells it pretty well, looks like he exploded. 1, 2, 3, Brock Lesnar takes the victory, but he's really, really shocked that AJ Styles is that damn good. Do you like that? Let me know in the comments below. I think it would be really good and it wouldn't hurt AJ Styles in any way. And a match that I believe should be the main event is SmackDown vs Raw 5-on-5 men's match. This is so much star power, man. So many superstars in this match. I cannot explain, so many big stars, and there's going to be so many great moments. Now in this one, I want SmackDown Live to win, and you may think, well, it doesn't make any damn sense. Raw is definitely a team that wins. They're stronger. You have Braun Strowman, Samoa Joe, Triple H, Kurt Angle, and Finn Balor's here. But here's the thing, I don't want this to be predictable. Just because of that, they are stronger, and you may think, well, they're going to win. I don't want that, and I also don't want it to be like last year SmackDown won, this year Raw wins. I don't want it to be like that. I want SmackDown to win again. And it's going to be this weird dynamic that at the end of the day, SmackDown wins, but when you look at the results, it's 3 and 4. 4 victories for Raw and 3 for SmackDown. So I don't know if I even like this. All I know is that at the end of the day, SmackDown Live needs to take the victory. In this match, you really need to recreate these moments, you know, face to face between Kurt Angle and John Cena, Randy Orton and Triple H. Need I say more? Kurt Angle and Shane McMahon. You know, I'm trying to look at this and it's so hard to book. It's incredibly hard to decide who is the last and all of that sort of crap. But I decided to look at 2 superstars because most of the time Survivor Series are not like this logical thing. Most of the time it ends up being someone that you don't even expect, right? So this is what I'm trying to do right here. Let's look at the superstars who bleed Raw and bleed SmackDown. When you look at the SmackDown guys, the only one that stands out for SmackDown, except for probably Shane McMahon, who shouldn't be at the end of it in my opinion, is Randy Orton. He was here since the brand split, and look at John Cena, he's a part-timer, he's a free agent kinda. Shane McMahon is general manager, he's not that guy who needs to end. Bobby Roode just came to SmackDown, Shinsuke Nakamura. It would also make sense, but I would go with Randy Orton simply because he's the Survivor Series guy. And on Raw team, the last one should be Finn Balor or Samoa Joe. I would personally love to see Samoa Joe versus Randy Orton at the end of it. Now, not to make Samoa Joe look weak by losing to Randy Orton clean, Kevin Owens and Sami Zayn interfere in this match to kinda attack Randy Orton or both, you know, they don't care. They're not booked for the pay-per-view, they are angry. However, Samoa Joe and Randy Orton join forces, beat the crap out of those two, but RKO out of nowhere, 1, 2, 3, Randy Orton is still the greatest Survivor Series guy of all time, I guess. Like, I don't know how it should end, it probably doesn't make any sense, but this is how I want. Let me know in the comments below because I think there's so many better opportunities. You can go with Shinsuke Nakamura versus someone like Triple H or Finn Balor. Shinsuke Nakamura versus Finn Balor and do the exact same thing. I think those two would be kinda the best. So let me know in the comments below, how would you guys book Survivor Series 2017? It's going to be a good pay-per-view. I hope you're going to enjoy it. I might be tweeting during this night, so make sure to follow me on Twitter and we will chat. Thanks for watching this video, the great one. Peace, love, and hugs. It's been a pleasure.